Fired up, footballers! Welcome back to another episode of Spitting Previews with the Spitting Fire Bros.
We're back in the New York groove.
Yeah, we're back in the New York groove. Good song there, Jamesy. All right, here we go. So, NYCFC, very, very good team. Currently sitting second in the East with 31 points. 16 games played with 9 wins, 4 draws, 3 losses. 32 goals for, which is third in the league. 21 goals against for a GD of plus 14. 24 of those 32 goals have come from the open play, and they're a possession-style team. They have 56.7% average possession of the ball. That is one of the higher in the league, I believe second. They complete an average of 554 total passes per game, which is the most in the league. Average 2 goals per game, which is very good. Pass accuracy is 82%. Shots per game, 14.6. So, yeah, a lot of the stats on them, they're very good. Possession-style team, well, they'll just control the game, lull you to sleep, wait for you to make a mistake. And then they have 3 guys on their team right now. David Villa with 8 goals. This Tajori Shradri guy, 7 goals. Maxi Morales, 6 goals. So, they have 3 guys that can score, and they have all that possession, so it's definitely going to be a dangerous match for the men in red.
Interesting. Mix Disker, their old player, it seems like he's going to be sold to a Japanese club.
Wow, I haven't heard that.
Maybe a China club, but actually, Manchester City still owns his rights because they own NYCFC. Another interesting thing to note, NYCFC are used to playing on the smallest pitch in MLS at Yankee Stadium. And so it'll be interesting for them to come to the Fire where it's a little bit of a bigger pitch.
I actually wrote this down. They're 7-0-1 at home, 2-3-3 away.
See, a lot of teams fall for the trap that is Yankee Stadium. That's why it allows them to play their style, and they can just run amok. The field's a little shorter and a little skinnier over at NYCFC. Yep. What's their form these last 5 games? Because it's really interesting, their form to note is on that last game, I'll get into it, but they've changed coaches in the middle of this form. So let's see how they've been doing.
All right. So win home game Colorado, loss at Houston, win home Orlando, draw home Atlanta.
That was the last game for Patrick Vieira, by the way. That draw at Atlanta was the last one.
Okay, and then the most recent one, win against Toronto FC. So Toronto, Atlanta, Orlando, I mean, they're playing some really good teams.
And they're starting off on the right foot under the new manager, Dominic Torrent, getting that win against Toronto. A very, very hard side to get a win against. Maybe not so much nowadays because they've been struggling, and it's starting to become apparent that maybe the struggles are a bit more, for Toronto that is, a bit more deeper than people initially thought. So interesting to note, Dominic Torrent, though, the new coach of NYCFC, taking over Patrick Vieira. He actually has some history with Bastian Schweinsteiger. He was an old coach of Bastian Schweinsteiger because he was an assistant for Pep Guardiola. And when Pep Guardiola moved over to Bayern Munich, Basti was still there, and Dominic Torrent came with him. And they got Dominic Torrent and done really, really quick. Also, it's not surprising, knowing his history, knowing his connections with Pep Guardiola, and knowing Man City's connections by owning NYCFC.
Yeah. So it appears that they got another, pretty good manager that has some pedigree, has some ilk. So, very good team, possession-orientated, take care of their chances, and they're not, too bad at defending either. But you're right, they do have a different coach. We'll see how that affects their second game.
It's going to be a wave, too, for them, So
let's go into the lineup real quick. So their lineup doesn't really change very much. XCF97 goalkeeper Sean Johnson in the net.
What's going on, Sean?
Alex Callens, it's a 3-4-3, by the way. It's Alex Callens, Alex Ring, and Sebastian Iabigani is their 3 center backs. My apologies for that last name. Anton Tinnerbaum is that left wing back. Ben Sweat, or is that Ben Sweet? Is that Sweet?
I think it's Sweat.
Ben Sweat is their right wing back. Maxi Morales and Ebenezer Ofori are their center mids.
Did you say Ebenezer?
Ebenezer Ofori.
Wow, what a great
Ebenezer Ofori. Then those 3 attacking guys in the 3-4-3 are David Villa. We all know him.
Circle him.
Joe Burgett. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. Maybe and Ishmael Tajori Shradi. So I think I did okay reading those names.
Got some complex names on that group.
Complex names and some complex guys that can score. So again, David Villa, 8 goals, 4 assists. This Tajiri Shradri guy, 7 goals, Maxi Morales, 6 goals, 4 assists.
Wow, they have 2 guys that are in the race. 3 guys that are actually legitimately in the race between 8, 7, and 6 goals a pop.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
and
quite
one
a
of
bit.
those guys are their center mids. So I mean that's very dangerous.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're one of the more top scoring teams, and I didn't research that part, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're one of the top scoring teams.
Third team, I did say that. Third highest goal scoring team in the MLS.
Wow.
So very good roster. What do we do next? I think it is player to watch.
Player to watch for me. Should I go the easy route?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Or should I go the hard route?
We always do.
All right. I will go because I know where you're going to go. I'm going to go with David Villa. Most obvious player to watch. What a fantastic striker from Barcelona and from Spain from the Spain national team. And he's just a winner wherever he goes. And he's been a force to be reckoned with in MLS since day one he came over here.
Mine, ex-CF97 guy. I've done this almost every match.
I knew it.
CF97 player, Sean Johnson.
Yep.
Very productive goalkeeper when he was with us. We shipped him out for some reasons that, who
Him
knows?
and Pano maybe didn't get along, and maybe Nelson didn't see the value.
But, he was getting, U.S. men's national team's call-up at the time. He has been recently, but still a good goalkeeper. So we're going to go with that. My prediction, I'm going to say a 2-1 win. So the Fire, they're just so unpredictable, right? So we've played Colorado, we've played Seattle, right? Those are 2 matches that we probably should be winning, and they don't get the wins, right? And then we play teams like a Columbus that we're not supposed to beat, and we do win. So this is a game where I think the Fire are going to do the opposite of what we think. Home match, so I'm going to say 2-1 victory. New York City 7-0-1 at home, so they're a home team, 2-3-3 on the road. And so I'm going to go with the Men in Red.
I'm going to go with the 3-2 loss because this team is a team that can score.
They're very good.
And the Fire are a team that are having problems in defense, and they're still, even in the middle of the season, still trying to figure out who's going to be on that back line. Also, critically, they're going to be without Johan Kappelhoff.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So that's why, and they're going to be relying more than likely on probably Campbell and Brandon Vincent.
You're right, though. They definitely Pano needs to get that back line right because, the third highest goal-scoring team in the league, and I wrote this down, we give up the 5th most shots in the league. So we give up 15 shots per game. That's 5th worst in the league. So we definitely have to decrease that number because New York City, they have 3 guys that can score, and they can definitely finish. So 1 chance, 1 opportunity, and Villa's going to pot it. So
yeah, and that's how I do think it's going to break
But
down.
I think it's going to happen. The Fire have been looking better. This year, like I said, it's been weird. They're winning games they're supposed to lose. They're losing games they're supposed to win. So based on that, that's my logic. I know it's not sound, but that's my logic.
I call them like a wounded dog because they aren't going to kill you. They aren't the apex predator.
Yeah.
But they are going to be able to take your finger off if you leave your hand there too close to their mouth for a little too long. New York City FC, though, second best team in the league, or at least in the East, and the Fire are not that good.
No.
They're just not that good.
They're definitely not.
They got some quality players, but if we're talking both these teams, both being in relatively decent form right now, 7 times out of 10, I think NYCFC will win just because they have. I don't know. They're trending way more up, and also it seems like they have a better, more filled out starting 11.
They just have a lot more there.
They have a lot more, and
they just have a lot more there.
And look at their offense; it's clicking on all cylinders to the point where the Fire
they
is
have a
just
consistent
not.
11. They have 3 guys scoring a lot of goals, but it's going to be a heavy task. But that's all I got. Anything for you, James?
Nah, that's about it for me. I'm excited for the game.
Yes.
All the same, I do think we have a puncher's chance.
Yeah.
But we need to win this game against an Eastern rival. Absolutely, take these points because the more points we grab now is going to be less points that we're going to have to grab to make this playoff run by the skin of our teeth. It's not looking good right now for the Fire at the moment, especially when they're giving up points to some of these easier teams.
Yep, exactly. You nailed it.
But that's it for us, boys and girls. Hopefully we Fire get a win, and we'll see you guys later for more Spitting Fire. Toss a like if you enjoyed the analysis, and we'll see you guys. Bye.